Hey guys, I've got the
Economic Ninja. How you doing?
and I got a great comment in the comment section. Thank you for being there and thank you for liking the video. It's awesome and I read every one of them. But it was about, can you explain more about thinking in percentages? Because the wealthy
think in percentages.
And I had to start thinking in percentages when I started my rental properties. I had to think in percentages when I started buying gold and silver because how do you know? How do you know how much to buy? Well, you got to figure out what you're worth and you buy 10% or 50, up to 50% of that. That's just kind of what the wealthy do.
Yep.
And the comment was saying, can you elaborate a little bit more? So I know you are very familiar with this.
Yeah.
And I want you to just give us the fire hose.
Perfect. So this came from a question or a comment that was on my channel a couple weeks back saying, hey, how's your gold doing? And I'm like, well, if you're not a moron, you should know that it's doing really well. And I give an example of 2020. January of 2020 was a pivotal moment for all of the world's economies because that is before all of you guys knew. Some of us did know about what was going to happen that spring and everything was going to shut down. But January is a really good time frame because the markets didn't react yet, okay? Even though it came out of October, January was a great milestone. So let me give you an example. Gold was in the mid 1500 range. It was around $1,556 January 1st of 2020. The Dow Jones was sitting around, I want to say 28,000, I've already forgotten, 28,800. As of today, gold is in the mid 1800 range, it's up $300, which equals 15%, give or take a couple, decimals. Dow Jones is sitting at about 2,000 points ahead of where it was in January, right? Even after its just drop and then, metaphoric rise, more parabolic rise, let's say, back up there, it's only up about 7%. Well, this is what's very important. The wealthy think about percentages for one reason and one reason only, inflation. You guys are probably looking at inflation right now because it's waking you up and it's like, oh my gosh, what's happening? My groceries are more, my gas is more, my housing costs are more. The problem is that poor people do not think, and I'm not calling you poor, but the poor mentality people, they think in money terms, volume of money, right? Wealthy people think in percentages or percentages because of inflation. Everything we invest in when we're becoming wealthy, we are measuring it against the rate of inflation. Because if my rate of return for whatever investment, whether it be cryptocurrency, staking, real estate, even bonds, if it is not keeping up with or beating the real rate of inflation, not the government number, not the CPI, it's losing us money. Okay, and people that do not have money, they think in lottery terms, like if I put in this $1, I could get this much money, which we all know doesn't really happen. So that point is that when we're talking about volume versus percentage, if you want to be wealthy, you think in percentage. And why? Well, because now, let's say that this gentleman that made this sly comment thinks he's super smart, I got my stocks and I'm doing great. If he would have realized, wait a minute, if I would have owned gold in January of 2020 and held on to it until today, I would have outperformed the Dow Jones Industrial Average by a factor of 2. As a matter of fact, a little bit more than double. All right. So what do you guys want? Do you want a pie in the sky and hope you get a pile of money from a lotto ticket? Or do you want a good rate of return based on sound fundamentals?
Yeah. So it's that gambler mentality.
Yes.
That one bet that's going to make me $1 million. It's never like that. It just doesn't work like that.
No, I completely agree.
Every time I have put anything into something like that, and I've never been involved in a pyramid scheme or anything, but it never worked out.
Let me give you another example. So I talk about side hustles and businesses all the time, and one of the things I talk about in one of the courses that I'm about to come out with is understanding how important percentage is versus volume. Because in the beginning, what you do is you find, let's say you're selling 3 different products, and one product makes you about a 10% return, one product doubles your money, and another product's making you 10 times your return. You might all think, oh my gosh, I'm going to want the one that's 10 times your return. Well, you have to figure out not only what the percentage is, it, I'm making 10 times, making 1,000%, right? But you also have to go, well, what is that item? Well, that item might be a 1 penny item that you're selling for 10 cents. And you're like, well, I love the rate of return, but I can't necessarily I can only sell so much. There's only so many hours in a day. And that's when you would switch over to volume. But the thing is that investors don't need to be at that moment, right? Knowing the difference between volume and percentages when it comes to investing and how you're getting your money back and how fast it's coming back, it's a totally fluid moment. I mean,
Just explain volume. What are
Yeah,
you talking about?
so I was selling palm trees for a long time, and I was making a 4x, 5x return on every palm tree. I'd buy them for about $5, I'd sell them for 50. Oh, sorry, it was 10x. So I was really happy. Well, the thing is there's only one ninja, and there was only 24 hours in the day that I could sell palm trees, right? Well, after I would, be making all this money, my bank account was growing. Well, I had to come to a point where I went, oh, I can only sell so many trees. Well, I've got all this money in my bank account. So I switched over to volume investing. And what I did is I started to sell things that were much more expensive. So I would save up and buy like a $5,000 trailer, and I would turn around and sell it for $20,000. And the facts are you can only sell so many trailers in a day. There's only so many people buying them. But at a certain point, I went from percentage, like going, hey, I'm making a 10x return on my palm trees, to going, I literally can't sell any more palm trees. I'm tapped out. I'm only one person. I've only got so much land. I've only got so many palm trees. Now I'll take my treasury that I built up, and now I'm buying bigger items that's moving more volume of money, right? So I would take a $5,000 trailer. I would flip it for $20,000. So that extra $15,000 was the volume of money coming back. So if you think about it, on a percentage basis, trailers weren't making me as much rate of return, right? I'm making 10x on a palm tree. I'm making 4x on a trailer. But if you think about it, I'm now moving that much more money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good. The palm tree trailer thing works.
Yeah, it works pretty good. It worked out really great, actually. And so those are the things I teach in my course. But that's where people are missing it when it comes to gold. Right now you're hedging against inflation right now, and so far gold has just shined.
There's so many people that are buying gold and silver for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, and if you guys are first time looking into gold, you should be checking out Chris's links for purchasing gold or silver.
Just call the number on the wall. Have a real person.
Is behind this wall?
Well, not this wall.
On
but
every
in
other
my
video, yeah. We need your sign.
Yeah, we'll walk you through all of it, and you'd be amazed at the first-time buyers, man.
Yeah.
The first people that are buying gold and silver the first time, and I have to walk them through. How do I know how much to buy? Well, that's a very personal decision, but you have to find out what you're worth, and there's a percentage of that.
And don't be intimidated by this process. I know you think that you'd be buying from a Cuban drug dealer the way he's dressed.
How you like my hat? Put in the comments how you like it. This is a genuine Panama hat. They were making it.
Not in Panama.
No, not in Panama.
So it's genuine, but
it's
this is a nice hat.
I like it. Now, I needed something to cover my bald head up.
I'm
The
Enrico
sun's
Montoya.
beating it up.
Yeah,
It's
I love it.
my new deer fly hard hat.
I love it. Well, we had to throw you off a little bit. Sorry, I had to throw Chris off.
Yeah.
So
We've had a blast, and I'm going to start keeping these things coming because this is going to help a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing we're trying to
yeah, I hope you got something out of this. I mean, people you got to start thinking in percentage terms, especially when you're starting out and you want to be a millionaire. Your rate of return is so vital when you don't have a lot of money. Because it starts to teach you what you should be investing in and what you shouldn't be spending your money on.
I know when I started businesses that failed, I didn't.
You can't even say that word.
I can't. That's hard. It's a hard one. I wasn't thinking in percentages.
Yeah,
I really wasn't.
Yeah.
And if I would have been, I would have never gone into the business.
Yep.
So it's a way to negate some failures.
Yeah.
So,
No, you're right.
guys, have an awesome day, and the Economic Ninja is
Out.
later.